This is major coyote country here. I literally just got here this morning and I just hammered 3 sets out. I parked my truck right here. I've only been gone for maybe an hour. I come back, in my sled tracks, there's coyote tracks from, had to have been a couple minutes ago. I almost wonder if he's just walking right in my sled tracks. I have a set right on that point of that ditch there. Well, just getting started here and things are not going very good. One of the other properties I had coyotes and bobcats work all my sets, and my sets were froze up. There's coyote and bobcat tracks all over this set. I don't know what I caught here, either a coyote or a bobcat. You see there's a bunch of blood on this trap here. I pulled my sheep's wool out of the hole and they got sheep's wool right there that they're rolling in. So I don't know what happened here. But a lot of my traps are froze up because I just sifted a real fine layer of dirt over top of my wax dirt just to blend it a little bit better. Well, it turned into such a hard crust that they're just walking right on top of my traps, so I can't do that anymore. I got one set right up against that telephone pole, and I got a set right here. It's definitely got to be froze up because there are coyotes standing all over my trap. There's the dirt hole. I mean, look at that. Well, I really couldn't be off to a much worse start here. I just hammered 3 sets out and I was driving back and I was going right by this property. I'm like, I might as well just swing by even though I already checked it this morning. I got 4 sets on the edge of the CRP along that fence line. 2 of them are on drags by my truck there. A guy ran one of my traps over. And then I have a cable here. Nothing in it this morning, but I caught a coyote sometime in the middle of the day and he chewed out. I've never seen one chew out that fast before. So that freaking sucks. Well, it's starting to get pretty late now. I just drove by another property on the way back and just threw the light up. I just hung these snares, I think 8 of them total, probably 12 hours ago. And at the first one, I was like looking for my little ribbon and I couldn't find it. And then I saw some eyes. So I got something hung up there. Out in the cattails on the river, and then I just drove by another one and there's some movement at that one too. So I don't know how many what I got caught here and how many I got caught, so we'll see. Well, first coyote of the year. Just set this yesterday. This little cattail slew on this river. He's got his mouth all cut up from chewing on that cable, but he's got mange. So that's too bad. No hair on the top of his back there. You can see behind his ears are starting to get pretty bad too, like early stages of mange, but he's already in rough shape and it's only gonna get worse for him. So we'll go see what I got at that other cable. I got like 4 right there, so I might have a few hung up over there. So I hope they're not all like that out here. Well, another one right off the river that I hung yesterday. He's got himself all wound up here. Good looking coyote though, a lot better than that other one. Yeah, this one here is in rough shape. He looks bad. Young male. This one's nice though. That mangy one is going right in this carcass bin here. I can't even tell you what this thing smells like right now. There are a lot of deer in there. Well, there's a quick tour of the new fur shed. A little drafty, but it should work. As much as I don't want to skin this coyote tonight, I just know it would suck if I wait until the morning and it's frozen. So basically I'm going to skin all my coyotes here and roll them up, fur out, and then put them in a big tote box, and I'll flush them all when I get home. So coyote tracks galore right here, running this lane up against this CRP field. You can see they're just digging all sorts of mice up and everything in here. So I just try to make this look like this was all dug up here too. Try to spread it out a little bit so it didn't look like such a circle. I got a T-bone set here. Just fox urine on the base of that bone and a little bit of coyote gland lure on it. So we'll see if I can connect here. I got a trail camera on that fence post that I'm gonna put on video mode, so we'll see what happens. We got the whole crew out here today. This is where I had that coyote chew out of that snare. We got something hung up here on this fence line here. It almost looks like a bobcat to me, but might be a coyote. Something in a foothold. Oh, it's beautiful out right now. About 25 degrees. Temperatures are going to drop off the table in a few days. I caught a coyote right there in a T-bone set. I just came out here to refix that set, and I put another one in right next to it. Coyotes are crossing underneath this fence right here and another spot, and then there's a massive trail in the saddle of this ridge. I got a snare right there. You can hardly see it, and then I got another one up the hill, so I'm sure I'm going to connect in one of those. So we'll see. Well, pretty soon here, I'm going to start trapping. I'm just doing a bunch of scouting, marking tracks and trails and crossings and everything. So when I do start, it's just going to be pedal to the metal here. So big, long running barrier here, huge river. Coyotes are running so hard along here. And then there's another long running barrier here. There's a creek that intersects this river. Big beaver dam here. Coyotes are crossing here. I bet you there's a bunch of beaver dams in here. So, but this is a perfect example of what happened to me last year. See that, how that water level dropped there? You can see the coyotes are running across the dam. They're hopping up on that ice right there. And if I didn't have this angle here, you would never know that. So if you have a spot that you're going to snare or put a trap there and you don't know that it's that thin, it's just going to keep getting weaker and weaker, and you might lose a coyote that way. So I'm still following that creek here that intersects that major river out there. This is the third beaver dam here in the last probably 200 yards, and this crossing here is definitely getting used the most. There are no deer back here at all. These are all coyote tracks. Look at those coyote trails. Like right here too is like this is insane. But my snare would stick out like a sore thumb, so I'm kind of having to do some unorthodox type of things here. Like I have this little branch cut, and then what I'll do when it's just like a monoculture of you know, grass or something like this, is I'll just zip tie a bunch of grass to that, and I'll punch a little hole in, and I'll just stick that in there, and it'll blend my snare in so good. And then I do the same thing on my support. So this is my snare support right here. I just zip tie a little bit of grass, and then I will blend that right in, and I'll have one caught here probably tomorrow. Well, as you can hear, they're in here right now. Shut my light off, I'll probably catch one 5 feet in front of me. Basically every coyote that runs this entire river system has to cross one of these 4 beaver dams. This is the worst of the 4. They duck underneath that log to cross this. Somehow this coyote jumped up over top of that log and wrapped himself around that branch. He KO'd himself, barely any struggle there, so he died super quick. You can see another coyote came along the bank then and crossed the dam. I just set this yesterday. I had another one come through down there and bump my cable with its chin, and I missed him. So hopefully I can connect with some more here. Super steep ridge here that leads down to the river. We got a nice little bench here towards the bottom. The Killer Coyote Trail. Picked up dog number 2. Pretty good sized male. Not the greatest color on him, but whatever, will take him. Back of these beaver dam crossings, this is the best of the 4 crossings. I can see a song dog in there. I don't think he sees me, but now he sees me. He just turned his head. Just looked at him through my binos, and boy, does he got a pretty looking face on him though. Oh boy, here's my buddy. No matter what time you drive by, he is out here waiting for you. He is mean. A little bit smaller than the dog I caught the other day. Hey buddy! Hey bud! Dude, I'm gonna run you over! I just hung a snare last night in this brushy fence line. There's a rib cage out in this field, and I could see coyote tracks galore going out there. I see a great big catch circle, but I don't see a coyote, so I'm gonna have to go check it out. This is getting really frustrating. I think this is number, I want to say 5 or 6 that I've lost. I've had multiple dig out my anchors because there's no frost in the ground. I've had chew outs. I've had an anchor pull through the ice. I've had just about everything happen. So this happened to me last year where I had one of these open up, and I switched these all to bigger sizes. This must be the only snare that has one of these small ones on here. And I think the key is to not have this out of the ground at all. He must have pulled this out a little bit, because if this is right tight on the ground, they can't get their mouth around that to chew on that. And I made sure that I hammered those in super far. He must have just pulled my anchor out a little bit and started chewing the hell out of that, and it opened up. He's dragging my snare all over. You can see it's getting hung up on all this brush and everything. I mean, he must have just got free. These tracks are fresh. So this spot here is extremely deadly. Really awesome pinch point. Got these huge bluffs here. This is the road. You can see where my truck is parked. Big bluffs on that side. And then the river's right here. Now this river bends all the way in here, and it pinches down really tight. Basically there's like a alleyway down there that's probably 50 yards wide. So all these coyotes that are running along this river, they're really neck down in here. I got a coyote down there. Got my good luck charm Brandon here with me. There's this road right here, and then this river's got a big oxbow in it, and it pinches down super tight in here. Really good pinch point. This is the first coyote I caught down here. Kind of surprising. Nice looking dog. I have a feeling it's a female. I don't know. Look at that hole he's got dug there. He's just digging in the wrong spot, that's all. He would have dug my anchor out if he was digging in the right spot. Oh, we got a coyote here. Somewhere up in there. We're on the back side of this ridge. I caught that one in that foothold. We'll take a look at him here. You get these cold nights like this, it's like you start catching the nice ones then. Oh, is that a beautiful coyote? Gorgeous coyote. That's the nicest one I caught out here for sure. That is a pretty dog. Let's get a female. You are pretty. I'm back at these beaver dam crossings here. I hung 6 cables back here 4 days ago. And this is coyote number 3 out of 4 days. Here's his tracks right here coming down this trail. It is bitter cold out this morning. 5 below 0. It's going to get about 12 below 0 tonight. Another small, kind of cruddy looking coyote, but whatever, we'll take them. Well, I caught a couple coyotes on the other side of this point here. It's just such a coyote heavy area, and I was looking for some spots to hang some more cables in here the other day, and I found some good spots in here. Then I had a little time to kill, so I'm like, I'm gonna go up there. There's some deer sign going up there. Maybe I can find a shed antler on this south face. And it is like straight up there. You can barely even walk up it. And I had a cable with me, and I hung it on a trail where I could see coyote tracks like in the mud, beat down. And I walked up there the other day, and I could see coyotes were going around it. They spotted it, so I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna catch one there. Now I just look up this hill, and I got a coyote hung up way up in there somewhere. I'm gonna have to walk back down to my truck and get my little death ray and walk up there. One heck of a view up here. Ain't it, bud? Minus 16 degrees this morning, but it sure feels warm on this south face here. Real nice looking coyote here. He doesn't even mind me at all. Real timid coyote. You're okay, buddy. You're alright. Ooh. You are a little cranky, I guess. Beautiful coyote. Oh, I hip caught him. You're okay, buddy. You're alright. There's got to be just hundreds of coyotes up here. You can see they all climbed up on that rock. Tons of coyotes that came in here to check this one out. That whole trail was pounded down with coyotes that came in here last night. I mean, if I was going to be out here longer, I would just load this up. There's just so many in here, it's just unbelievable. Well, Dylan's with me filming here today. We're at this big pinch point along this river, and I just picked up a coyote here. And I got a double. I got another coyote hung up in here. I must have caught them pretty early. They look cold. So, pretty cool. That's 3 for 3 on my 3 snares down here. Look at all these coyote tracks down here. I came and checked these coyotes out. We didn't even see this one caught here. I'm like, man, there's coyote tracks everywhere going right at my cable over here. I can't believe I didn't have another one. And then sure enough, we look, and I got one over here. Yeah, coyote number 2, frosty. Real frosty coyote. He is cold. This is where I caught that one in that T-bone set. There's a fence crossing here. Surprisingly, they don't go through this gate. I have a cable here, which I don't know what happened. I don't have one caught there, but I have a coyote right there. Oh, he looks like he's in rough shape. Yeah, he's in rough shape. I don't know how he got twisted around that little branch there. So I'm driving home from this trapping trip, and I was just kind of thinking I'll probably end up doing something like I did last year, where I just take all the little videos that I took from this trip and kind of smash them all together and make a trapping video. There's a few catches that I didn't film for various reasons. A few where I just didn't have my phone with me, and then there's a few others where coyotes were just stone dead when I got there. One was really weird because it's a spot that I check first thing in the morning, and then when I drive by in the evening, I go right by that and I just shine the light on it, and there was nothing in there in the morning and there was nothing in there in the evening. Well, when I got there the next morning, this coyote was like rock hard and there was nothing out of the ordinary. He was just in the catch circle. There was no entanglement. There was like blood pouring out of the back of his neck. It was a great big male, and I thought maybe like an eagle got it or something. Well, yesterday I caught a coyote on that same property, just around the point on the same trail. It's probably 100 yards away. And when we went in there, right away there was coyote tracks everywhere, like on every trail. And so you just know you have one caught up there. But we started seeing blood like all over the place, like little spots of blood, like hundreds of yards from this catch. So I'm like, something is wrong. Something definitely happened up here. Well, this was a huge female, probably one of the bigger females I've ever caught. And she was definitely in heat. I started thinking, I'm kind of thinking that there's a coyote in here that's killing these coyotes that I have caught. Well, I just unloaded all these carcasses and I went back and looked at that big male that I caught. And sure enough, there was a coyote that bit right through his spine in his back. I don't even know how I didn't notice this when I was skinning him, but I mean, it took a huge chunk out of him. But that's crazy. That's never happened to me before. I've heard of that happening. I know it's fairly common with canines, and especially like with wolves and stuff. But I mean, such a coyote heavy area, and it's just that time of year. They're just fighting for territory and everything. So packed up, leaving heavy, boys. All my frozen dogs here that I couldn't skin. Ended up with 17 coyotes, 6 escapees that are out there wearing my DNR customer information. If anyone happens to stumble upon one of those dogs in the future, give me a call. It was a long day today pulling everything. Got my thumb in a MB650. Didn't feel very good. Happens every year. I would love to do a long trip next year. Maybe like a 3-week or maybe even a 30-day trip somewhere out here. I would think 100 coyotes would be very realistic. I think I was out here, I want to say 11 or 12 days. And I mean, I stopped setting after the first week, so it was a blast. I hate shutting her down, but I can't do it forever. I'm gonna get some funny looks driving through Madison, I can guarantee you that.